I think the West Coast in general sucks. Sucks. Like, the same band can go play on the East Coast, barely known, first couple tours, and people embrace music. Like, they embrace rock stars. They embrace that whole thing that we're all striving for. In the West Coast, everyone sits at the back of the bar and they drink a beer and they're like, I'm better than that guy. Everybody in this town is a guitar player that thinks they're better than everyone else, you know, like...
Any Joe Blow could go out, buy themselves, you know, a bunch of equipment for about $3,000, say they're a producer and engineer, and start recording out of their basement. And all you're left with is a whole bunch of bands spending money for a whole lot of recordings which sound just better than recording on a ghetto blaster, you know, stuffed under a pillow in the corner of the garage.
And musicians have a tendency of being a little, they have demo-itis. You know, they wrote a song, they recorded it with somebody's buddy in their basement, and they love the way it sounds, and they don't realize that, you know, what it could become given a pair of scissors and some tape.
I see music needing a comeback. People are needing something fresh. Everything's been recycled to pieces for the last 10 to 15 years. I mean, even since the 90s started, solos became not cool. When really, I mean, they got overdid at some point, but they should have been always, if it's necessary for the song, it's necessary. If it's not, it's not. I mean, it's what the song requires. So it doesn't mean it's in or it's out, and I'm sick of these ideals.
Nobody's like, wow, that's great. They're like, my band's better. Yeah, well, your band's still in a garage.
Name of my band is Inside It Failed.
Hey, hey! Hey, hey! Hey, hey! Hey, hey!
The four of us have great musical chemistry. The four of us happen to be great friends, and that chemistry, I think, is what sets us apart, gives us a dynamic which is unlike most other bands around, is the fact that the four of us actually like being, you know, together. And you know, it's a heck of a lot easier to be out on the road with somebody that you like, as opposed to somebody who you're waiting to pound their face in as soon as they doze off. You know, everybody has told us time and time again that our energy and our level dynamically live is a little off the charts. But then again, too, I mean, you know, there's a couple of us that are just as happy in the studio as we are playing live. Like, you know, I've got no problems being on, you know, both sides of the glass. So, you know, I like being in the studio. You know, it's a little bit different, but you know, it's fun. Love that, man. That's awesome.
Sick.
Yes.
Well, I grew up in a musical family, so I was always around a lot of, you know, piano, guitar, bass, you know, wind instruments even. So I got the opportunity to try lots of things, and yeah, I settled on guitar, and I'd say like Steve Ray Vaughan was one of my first influences.
I guess I was the first person out of my friends to actually go down, pick up a 4-string, and once I touched one, I realized that I'd be holding one probably the rest of my life. So,
really liked the blues a lot, and then I grew from there, and I started getting into way heavier stuff, and it just got worse. It was like a drug. It was like you went from this, and it's like, I need heavier, and you'd find something heavier and heavier, and you'd keep going.
Some of my favorite bands of all time, you know, bands like Pantera, Black Label Society.
John Davis. I will have sex with John Davis from Korn. I'm not even ashamed in any way of saying that.
Yeah, I'd say that's where I started, and now I'm, you know, who knows where the I am. That's a long story.
Welcome to Fleetwood Sound. I'm Tom. Inside It Failed. How are you? I'm great. Please make that your Facebook status. Anyway, let's go on to the lounge, shall we?
Working with Dave's actually been a heck of a lot of fun and really productive.
Shut up!
More bands go to Dave. He's just very good. You know, the quality's amazing. The studio's brand new.
We're trying to do a fucking interview over here.
Loved working with him. He was very productive. He, you know, was great at helping me if there was a point where I was like, I'm not understanding what you're looking for.
Daryl was a little bit of the hardest to deal with. Got a little bit upset, a little hard wrapping his head around making some changes.
This is like trying out for the major leagues, man. Like, are you gonna make it? Are you gonna be hitting home runs? Or are you gonna be chomping it up on the bench, right?
You know, I knew we were gonna butt heads sometimes, and I knew you guys wouldn't like some of my ideas, and I knew that I might come across strong, or I'd have to, like, you know, stand up and just say, no, we need to do this.
There was a lot of pressure to really deliver what was necessary, and for the bandmates, I didn't want them to think, you know. So there was a lot of that because it was new to me, but you know, the process, I loved it because it made me better. All I did is grow from it.
You know, I've worked with some other producers in the past that haven't been able to get half as much done in the same amount of time, so.
There's a lot of competitors out there, but it was definitely right for us because, you know, with his history with noise therapy and, you know, hard metal, you know, he definitely was right for us. So.
You're all alone, but you lied to me while I tried to be everything you wanted, as I've shown. It's just not good enough. It's not your problem. Just let me go, let me go, let me go, let me go.
Been really keeping a close watch, close eye. I've been out seeing them a couple times, and it's cool. It's fresh. It's something new. It's something that the city needs, I think. You know, a lot of Vancouver bands nowadays are dropping out. Lead singers are quitting. Bands are dropping, and like flies everywhere you look. So it's nice to see a new, fresh face to the music scene in Vancouver.
I think we were more of a hard rock outfit than anything, whereas now we're more. It's not more of. We are definitely a groove metal band, you know, and a modern one at that. You know.
You want something that everybody grooves to. You want to be heavy. I mean, there's a big battle between groove and heavy. I mean, we all love heavy, right? That's, I mean, what we like to do. We like to be aggressive. So, but we also like to be hooky and we like to be melodic.
Every once in a while you get the opportunity to meet new people when you're out playing shows and you're out, you know, in the scene and being a part of the scene. And me and Doc just stumbled upon each other one day, you know, and we became really good friends and have been supporting each other ever since.
I just want hundreds and thousands and millions of people to hear me.
Do this if you love it. Because if you're out there to just make money, then you're probably, you know, you're gambling, man. It's a lottery. But do this if you love it, and it's something that just gives, you know, gets you off. It just feels right, and it feels like what you want to do. And if you can, cool. But if not, whatever. It's something I would always do, no matter what. If I was working or whatever, it's just I'd always play, and I'd always want to be, especially with you guys, with this group of band, this band. I really would.
And all your problems still